and welcome to the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and I hope that you are having a peaceful day today. Today we will be looking at James chapter 4, verses 13 through 17. Beloved, come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we shall go into such and such a town, spend a year there doing business, and make a profit. You have no idea what your life will be like tomorrow. You are a puff of smoke that appears briefly and then disappears. Instead, you should say, if the Lord wills it, we shall live to do this or that. But now you are boasting in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. So for one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, it is a sin. Today, in the book of James, chapter 4, verses 13 through 7, we hear the author laying down a truth bomb, or maybe a perspective bomb. It is clear and unambiguous language that James is using here to effectively say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. James says, you who say, today or tomorrow we shall go into such and such a town, spend a year there doing business and make a profit, you have no idea what your life will be like tomorrow. You are a puff of smoke that appears briefly and then disappears. And rather, James explains that being the case, the following is the case. Rather, you should say, if the Lord wills it, we shall live to do this or that. And thus today, we have what I see as a sentiment that we should be thankful to God for today and do our very best in this moment. Of course, we need to plan and be prepared for what comes next, but then be grateful to God in that moment as well for where and how we find ourselves. In looking at James's words, we should not live in fear of the phrase, if the Lord wills it, but rather be freed by the concept in knowing that his hands are in it. This does not mean that the Lord causes everything in our life. Perhaps there's allowing, perhaps there's using of things in our lives. Recall the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Romans 8:28 tells us God works all things together for the good of those who love him. I do not believe that James is telling us in this passage to not be industrious and creative, not think ahead and plan, not be good stewards of our time, treasure, and talents, to not be responsible. No, but perhaps what he is saying is to keep our plans in context, to remember that he knows our hearts and every hair on our heads. He wants us to live a life well lived that honors him and his creation of our life, but also to live and accept and be grateful for this life in all its ups and downs, for the tremendous gift that it is. Thank you for joining the Daily Scripture Podcast. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and remember, our word of the day is gratitude for the life God has given us. Until next time, be well and be blessed.